Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot. And tonight we have Alta the Rapper on the show tonight. And we're going to be talking to her. She's got a long history of fundraising, squeezing every last drop out of people. You're not the soft-voiced kind of person.
No, I'm not.
You can
No, I'm
you can
not.
talk if you need to.
Yes, I can.
You can shout at people if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, you just ask the people in the Defence Force that I shouted at. They'll tell you.
The
I mean,
Defence Force.
I shouted at the general in the Defence Force. That's a very funny story.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell
well-
us, and Alta was in the Defence Force. Just give us a little bit of background before
Yeah,
we diving in here, big time. Let's go
Yeah,
for it.
I was in the Defence Force for 13 years. We were actually seven, our whole family in the Defence Force.
Yeah.
My husband, myself, my mother, all of us in all of the but I was one of the first of 20 ladies who were actually did basics in the
Basic
Defence
training.
Force, basic training in the Air Force. I'm very proud of that. We worked very hard.
Well, it's a physical thing.
It's
isn't
a terrible physical thing.
Was it 6 months or 6 weeks or something?
No, we actually did 3 months.
Oh, 3
And
months.
it was shooting and running and
Yeah.
learning how to take a 6mm, learning how to take a gun apart,
Yeah, yeah.
and all of those kind of things. Marching in the mornings on the parade ground, running the 2,4. It was really hard. I mean, I wasn't very young, I mean, I was well into my nearly 30 then.
Okay.
And we were doing obstacle courses, physical things, and shooting from out the hip with a hand car, and
But it's also to have the kind of personality that's going to get those people in. And that's where I think you probably are the one that
well, I mean,
you don't
I was invited.
say no.
Yeah, I was invited one day to the Charles Glass Society
Oh, yes.
by Darren.
They're a man.
Yes. And we were in the locket that they have there at the stadium,
Yes.
and we were 4 charities, and each one of us had to come to the front and explain what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. And I was with our Gobe Council, and I thought, I'm not going to do this boring speech.
Yeah.
So I went on. I think I was third or so. The lady, the other two did their things,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, I'm not going to do this, boys. So I had this cap on, and I took the cap and I turned it sideways with the
Yes.
thing here and the elastic here.
Hip hop moves.
Hip hop moves, and I went up and I said, I'm Alta from APCA, I'm a PRO, I raise funds for the elderly on Rand 1240, yo, say yeah. Yes, these guys loved it. They ate it. And I ended up taking photographs with all of these men in their red t-shirts. and it was the guy from EP Brick came up and he said, that was so good. He said, I really feel that instead of 1,000 Rand for each person, I'm going to put an extra 2,000 Rand on for all of them. Wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just because of the way that you presented it. Made it a bit of fun instead of a boring speech.
And if they're having fun themselves, then they feel like they
Absolutely.
should give.
As I was coming off, they were all high-fiving
Oh,
me.
man.
And it was so
Oh, that's
great.
good.
It was so wonderful.
But I mean, it takes a special kind of person, I think, to be able to go out and not really take no for an answer. Because I don't think you're that kind of person.
No.
When you ask somebody to be involved in something, I couldn't say
But
no
you know
to you.
something, I mean, Tanya, you will agree, and yourself as well, you'll agree that the people in Port Elizabeth and Kabeya, like we have to say it now, they have such open hearts and open hands. I mean, no matter how hard or difficult it is for them, it's very little that it's not, you don't get to, I did get refusals.
Yes.
But, and I must also say, I also had some failures.
Yeah.
You can't be successful all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that you just wash your hair
Yeah.
and start all over again. That's what my mother taught me. My mother said, just wash your hair and start all over again. Wash your cup and do your day. And
Yeah.
I had a wonderful mom.
Okay.
Yeah, she's passed away now also.
Yes.
So you have to. It's all teamwork. You cannot do it by yourself.
Yeah. And you're married as well?
I'm a widow. I've been a widow for a long time.
Okay.
My husband passed away at the age of 53.
Sure.
Um,
My dad too.
Yeah.
And I'm 53 next year. Holy crap.
yeah. So, Rudy, I've got a son, Rudy, and I've got another son, Alex. And I've got this wonderful little granddaughter.
Oh, lovely.
Well, she's 9.
Yeah.
But I promise you, there's nothing like a grandchild. Nothing.
That's what the grannies say, because they can't say no to anything.
Well, I tell you, she cajoled one of the games that she loved. We were sitting waiting for Mom and them. They were in the shops.
Yeah.
And we were right like sort of opposite this toy shop. She was actually looking into the toy shop. And she was chatting away. She actually takes her cell phone and she talks to Siri.
Siri.
I mean, she's 9.
Yeah.
And she talks to Siri and she does her thing. And she talks with an American accent. She talks English better than Afrikaans.
Okay.
And so she said to me, Oma, just look in there.
Yeah.
Can you see that game there? We actually were looking onto that game. She says, that is the next game that I want. And you know what, Gran? It's the latest version.
Virgin. The latest virgin. Oh dear.
Well, I'll tell you, I host myself, this child. And of course, what happened? Granny went in and bought the latest version.
Of course she did. She bought the latest version. But now I think we must just get on to MTR Smit, because this is your new baby, and we've got Tanya here as well that we can call in. I think Tanya, come and join us. Tanya is you'd have to introduce yourself and what you do at MTR Smit as well.
I'm Tanya, and I'm the director at MTR Smit.
Director, nogal. Sy's mos 'n generaal gewees.
Ek sê vir jou, ja.
We're a team. We're a team in this organisation.
And how long has it been? Because I think it was Crystal before.
Yes, I've been there almost 6 years now.
Okay, wow.
But I'd love to tell you a little bit about MTR. If
Yes,
I may.
yes,
You're
absolutely.
more than welcome.
Very
That's what it's all
interesting
about.
background.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to move this microphone
There
across as well.
was the big flu epidemic
Yes.
in 1918.
Yes, the Spanish flu.
Yes, and as a result of that, a lot of parents actually passed away. And in a small town called Yugi.
Yes, yeah. In Yugi. Never clear.
Yes. The minister of that time used to ride to the farms, and he would go and fetch these orphan children because the farmers just passed away.
Wow.
Parents passed away.
I mean, we can so relate to that
Yes.
with COVID. Now we can so relate to what's
absolutely.
happening. So the children losing both parents.
Both parents at the same time. And so he would ride on the horse and he would go and fetch these children and he would keep them in the parish.
Okay.
And then there was a lady that kept some of the children in town. And so by 1922, they actually founded the children's home in Yugi. So they were there for a very, very long time. And in 1987, they then moved to PE.
Yeah.
Because of the resources.
Okay, yes, of course.
You know, obviously. Because there's
So they were in Yugi for a long
They were in Yugi, and we still have, there's a lovely Facebook group for Yugi and the children.
And the children that are there,
It's
yes.
absolutely amazing. They get together, they speak to each other.
I mean,
It's absolutely
1918.
wonderful.
It's 100 years ago
Exactly.
now. Amazing. And if it's crazy to think that it was. I wonder if Spanish flu was the same as COVID in the fact that it didn't take a lot of children. It would get the adults.
More the adults, yes.
More the adults that died. So we can totally relate to that now, and it feels so much more real.
Yes.
Most definitely, and they also wore the little masks and everything.
Yeah, really.
So it was very much like COVID today.
My soul.
So now we take children still that are orphaned and abandoned, but also children that have been severely neglected and also abused. Now abused, we're not just talking emotional, we're talking physical and sexual abuse.
Wow.
And our youngest at the moment is 4 years old.
Oh,
yes, and that's Dimpies. And Dimpies. And our eldest is 20. That's Lolo.
Yeah.
And we can actually take children between the ages of 3 and 18, and they can stay with us until they finish their schooling.
Okay.
And if they can and want to go to university, they can, or if they want to do a trade, they can do a trade or do a diploma, whatever it is they want to do, they can stay.
I'm sure that they. I mean, with such a legacy of these kids that have come through now, they must be. They must want to come back as well and help.
Most definitely. We were speaking on the radio the other night about Reggie Peace.
Yeah.
His stage name is Richard Peace.
Oh, really?
And he's an artist, he's a singer, he's a model, he's an actor. And he played on Seven Alarm, Generations, Muvango.
Yeah.
And he comes back once a year. He was actually, his name was Hafke, his surname was Hafke.
Okay.
And he's proud to say he grew up in a children's home.
This thing coming up now, this
Yes.
event coming up. Alta, what is happening at this
Yeah,
event?
well, we've got this event coming up. That's at Westview. Well, we better involve Keith here now.
Maybe we should get Keith to come in here. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll swap out to this side here. Keith, pop in. Keith from Westview, and that's where the venue is for this charity function.
Yeah.
I presume Alta's getting a whip in and getting stuff going as well.
No. Well, I mean, Keith and them have been absolutely marvelous. Just providing the venue. It's going to be on the 16th of December, a public holiday. And we've got lots of things happening, and we have got stalls that you cannot believe. It's a long list of stalls.
Cool.
And irrespective of the, well, it's all weather.
So food stalls and things as well. It's a bit of a feast.
It's going to be a fest, and then we've got Animals in Wonderland coming. I know you know Jeru and John from Animals in Wonderland.
Yes, they do.
They're coming, and they're going to bring. We don't know which one, but they're going to bring non-venomous
snakes,
pythons and snakes and so on.
Like Marshall.
And they've got they're either going to bring Joey or Chloe. And they're going to bring these are the snakes.
Oh, snakes. Oh, Chloe the snake.
Burmese pythons.
Okay, I would have thought you might have a Burmese name.
They're going to, and with a whole array of other animals and so on, and they've been doing teaching, educating children, because they believe that we should all, children, adults, teenagers, we should all appreciate the wonderful nature that we have in South Africa.
Yeah.
And their shows are excellent. So if you want to know which one of those Burmese pythons is going to be, you've got to be there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to rename them Squeezy and Strangly. They're more appropriate names. But even snakes, everybody's so scared of snakes, and I think that a lot of them endangered, So we had Mark Marshall on, and he was trumpeting the cause of snakes as well,
Yeah.
So the more people that can get to know that sort of thing as well, and get better, and also obviously for people to come and have a bit of a day out. I think that sounds like it.
Absolutely, it's going to be a wonderful day out. Everything that we're doing there has got an educational slant.
Yes.
That's hence the back to school thing.
Yeah. Okay.
For and Smit, obviously, and Smit being the beneficiary.
Yes.
So we're inviting everybody to come along. Even the Christmas tree, there's a candy floss Christmas tree.
Oh, nice.
And the kids have to answer simple questions in order to get some candy floss.
To win some sugar.
To win some sugar, that's happened at 11:30. So we've really got a lot of things happening.
Okay, so there's a whole pile of stuff.
Absolutely. And if you see the wonderful stuff, we've got Herbalife.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I didn't know that healthy living could be that delicious.
Oh, it's nice, yummy stuff.
They've got yummy stuff that they've got on,
is it Matthew Lauter that
yes, Anthony Lauter, yes.
Yes.
And then we've also got Il Gelato, Italian ice cream.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. I mean,
he was there Green Acres.
Definitely.
I remember. He was so good.
And if you haven't had Italian ice cream,
oh, it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now. Enrico.
Well, we've got there.
But he's amazing.
We've got Tony arriving, with the Il Gelato. And they're going to put out
Antonio.
So you can, and then there's food stores, and there's sterling silver jewelry, and you can basically buy all your Christmas gifts.
Oh, there we go. That's a good, and it's just before Christmas 16.
It's just before Christmas.
And at the venue, the venue, tell us about I mean, you guys have been, obviously the club's been going for quite a long time. Before they even had the townhouses coming in the village in there.
Yeah, it used to be all sports fields and so on.
Yeah.
And the old boys there, which is quite a few there,
yeah,
they always refer to the old pub and the new pub.
Oh, right.
But yeah, there's, and they say, oh, where do you stay? Are you staying on the hockey field now? Are you staying on the cricket pitch now?
Right.
And that kind of stuff. So yeah, but it's really developed. There's about, I think it's about 100 houses.
Wow.
And going forward, which ties into a lot of things with charity and so on and so forth, we're actually developing a frail care centre there in probably about a year's time.
What a good plan.
So people ask me, is it old age home? It's definitely not an old age home. I live there, so and I mean I'm only 52, so
exactly.
but yeah, so we are developing that from that point of view. But from our club point of view, to host for this and also for a special cause, it's really brilliant to be able to assist, and just listening to what you have to say, I think it's amazing.
Absolutely. No, so we're a very close, close-knit, friendly
The
city.
people are wonderful in PE. You know, we've got a Facebook page, and if I just have to say we've got no food, you will not believe how the people respond.
Really?
Absolutely.
I put it on in June. Our subsidies were late, and
Wow.
yes, unfortunately, that is something that happens, and it affects all your NPOs, okay? Not just NTR Smit. And within the first day, our gate broke from opening.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Well, that's a very good problem to have.
And we had enough food within that first day for a month.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And so the people in PE are just, and they don't want to be, you know, you don't thank me. Some of them actually walk out before you can actually we just want to write a thank you letter. No, anonymous. And absolutely what?
I know some of the spas is one of our sponsors, but I know that they do with the food that's almost getting to expiry date or whatever. If you need to use it quickly, they phone. They've got their places that they phone.
We do get
and that's so good. I mean, I'm sure the other guys do it as well. But,
they can pay all of them.
But I mean,
but it's really really great that those guys and that stuff. So that stuff doesn't go to waste.
No, it doesn't.
They go for it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got some food. I mean, that was the first time I met Roseanne.
Yes, of course, Roseanne's involved as well.
She gave us a whole lot of stuff, which we took to the then, I don't know if you know, the then red location.
Yes.
I was working for Mess with the homeless and so on. Very hectic.
Yeah.
And there was this little girl. She was tiny little girl, who ran up to me and threw her arms, her little arms around my legs and looked up to me and she said, "You know what? You look just like an angel." I said, "No." I said, "And tell me, sweetheart," and we got to chatting.
Yeah.
And you know, I said to this little one, I said, "So one day when you grow up, what do you want to be?" And I mean, here's this child who's living in a community that they're getting food off the dumps and so on.
Yeah.
And I have to get up to do this again.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and I said, "Nou wat wil jy nou eendag wees as jy nou groot word, my kind?" And she said, "A model." And you know, for all you know, that child is a model today. You never know. I mean, that was it was amazing. She struck this pose. A model.
Strike a pose. And she knew exactly what she wanted to do. And I'm sure she's. I really wish her all the best. Absolutely. Well,
absolutely.
It's been wonderful. I think in the studio now we've got director of MTR Smit doing incredible things in the city. Alta, you've got a history with not only the aged but everybody that pulls on your heartstrings has had a lot to do with you and what you've done in your career has been phenomenal.
Yeah, well, like I said, I didn't do it by myself.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I did, I had a whole.
But you need that person that's like, "Hey, come help, come."
Yeah.
No, I mean,
so we're looking for you. There you go.
We need you.
We need you. And Keith, thank you so much for getting involved and the Westview Club. And I know, I mean, as a club, you need to make a profit. You've got staff to pay. You've got people to do and people to pay and things to keep going. It's a going concern.
Absolutely.
So it's tough. So really appreciative of what you're doing.
David said that what's happening on the 16th. Westview don't take any of that side of things. Okay. We only take care of things when people get thirsty.
Right, there we go.
They get thirsty and so on. Then that evening we also have in our club Christmas dinner dance, so everybody's welcome to join us there. Our kitchen will be open as well. We're having live music.
Oh, magic.
The 12 boys from the Beanie Rebels will be playing.
The Beanie Rebels.
Yeah.
John and Charlie,
they're playing. So we're doing that afterwards. It's just So you'll keep the festivities going through the day. So
good rock and roll vibes going there.
Yeah,
So 16th is the day.
it's going to be an amazing day. Where are you on that day? Now I'm turning into the
I'm doing
interviewer.
gigs. I've got my show. Our show starts on the 16th. Yeah.
Yes, 16th and 17th.
I might be able to pop in for a gelato.
Oh, it would be so wonderful if you pop
maybe
in
we
for
try pop in before the show for a gelato. Very nice.
We had this Italian little old lady at Buffelsfontein.
Yes.
She calls me cara mia. She goes, cara mia.
My dear me.
Ma cara mia.
My dear
We
me.
love you. She's such a wonderful lady.
Oh man, no, the change. I bet she can cook as well.
She not only can she cook, I mean she's very old already, and you must see the condition the cottage is in.
Oh yeah.
It shines
immaculate.
Absolutely immaculate.
No sporca, not dirty, not dirty.
No dirty.
No sporca.
Absolutely. Yeah, she always goes, "Hi there, cara mia. How are you today?" I mean, I can't do the accent.
Cara mia, cara mia. It's my dear, my my precious kind of thing.
But she's such a precious lady.
Oh,
So I love them. I call them my elderly angels. They my senior angels. My senior angels.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you guys. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add